You've made it back to Threaded Nightmare. Tonight we have 3 stories, all of them unsettling, all of them from real people across the internet. Each one whispered into forums, threads, and corners of the web that most scroll past. We don't claim to know if they're true, but those who told them, they believe they are, and after hearing them maybe you will too. Keep the lights low, and don't watch this alone. This story came from thetruthishere, user U signal excitement 662, La Hora de la Mujer. For years my family knew that at a certain hour, an hour no one dared to speak aloud, a woman would pass by. She wasn't a neighbor nor a legend, she was a presence. And the most terrifying part, she knew exactly when someone was awake. My grandmother had warned us hundreds of times. When the hour comes, everyone go to bed. Don't make a sound. Don't breathe too much. Pay attention if you realize she's near. Don't look at her. Just pretend you're asleep. If she thinks you're awake, she'll take you. And everyone did just that. They'd lock themselves in their rooms, cover themselves from head to toe. Everyone except me. That night, I forgot. I stayed downstairs watching movies like nothing was wrong. Until, all of a sudden, everything in the house shut off. The TV, the lights, even the clock. A silence so absolute fell over me that the memory hit me like a brick. It's almost the hour. I ran upstairs without thinking, threw myself on the bed, pulled the sheets over me, held my breath, and then she passed. I had never felt her before, but that night I did. She entered the room. I didn't see her, but I knew she was there. She approached me. She touched me, not like someone who caresses, but like someone who inspects, cold, slow, unsettling. I felt her long fingernails scraping over the fabric. She uncovered my feet. She touched my chest. Her touch wasn't human, and that wasn't the only night. Because sometime later the woman came back, but this time she didn't come alone. My little sister, the one I had promised to protect, she had seen her too. Something did happen to her, something we never got to talk about. Because my mother, in her desperation, thought waking her up was better than protecting her. And she made the mistake. Grown women weren't touched, but my little sister was. That night, after I had once again fallen asleep too late, it was my sister who came to me. I hid under the covers, trembling, but she didn't knock on the door, she didn't whisper, she just came in, and her words chilled me. "Big brother, remember I told you I was coming back?" Her cold hands touched my head, then my eyes, then my chest. Terror completely paralyzed me. It was her, but it wasn't. I tried to pray, but I couldn't. The words barely came out. "Lord, my Lord is greater than you. He will protect me." Then I remembered. My blessed necklace, the one I had worn ever since I visited the basilica. I ripped it from my neck and placed it over the sheets on my chest. I squeezed my eyes shut with all my strength. I don't know what happened after that. All I know is I woke up, soaked in sweat but alive. The forest has its own silence, a silence that listens back. This next story is about a ritual, a dare, a joke that should have stayed that way. 4 friends went into the woods near Giresun, looking for a scare. They found something older than fear, and now, one of them is gone. Keep your voice low, and if someone asks for directions, don't answer. From the subreddit of Paranormal, from user use 33K4M3. I think my friend summoned something in the forest, and now she's at my window. It started as a joke. Just 4 of us messing around in the woods near Giresun last fall. We were bored, trying to creep each other out. One of those late-night dares, let's do a Korean urban legend ritual kind of thing. Nothing serious. We found this old one online. Something about a spirit named Sunya, a girl who died during World War II, deep in the forest asking strangers for directions to get home. If you answer her, you disappear. Classic ghost story, right? So we followed the ritual, we gathered sticks in the shape of an eye, lit candles, and we found a dead crow just lying near the trail. A man named Jihyuk thought it'd be extra creepy to put it in the center. Apparently, you need a crow for the ritual. That's what she ate before she died, he said, laughing. I didn't like it. The woods felt wrong, but we did it anyway. We lit the candles, sat in the dark, joked about summoning her. At first, nothing happened. Then the wind died. Completely. The forest went silent, like the animals just vanished. Then we heard shuffling, Not footsteps, not branches, something dragging. And then we saw her. A girl, pale, thin, long, wet hair stuck to her face. Her handbag was torn and filthy, stained with dirt and, I'm pretty sure, dried blood. Her hands were trembling, blackened like they'd been buried. Feathers clung to her arms. She whispered, almost like she was begging, "Please, can you tell me which way home is?" None of us spoke. We didn't even breathe. Then she started crying, soft, then louder, choking, desperate sobs. Jiuk ran. The forest changed. It twisted. We couldn't find the path. The candles snuffed out one by one. "And Jiuk," he answered her. "I don't remember what he said. Something like that way or go left." I was too scared to move. We never saw him again. That was 3 weeks ago. The police searched. Nobody. No phone. Just black feathers left near our tent. And now, every night, I hear crying outside my apartment window, even when I'm on the 8th floor. Sometimes I wake up to feathers in my living room. Doors locked, windows shut, feathers. Last night I woke up at 3:14 a.m. There was a wet handprint on the glass. Small, like a teenager's. I think she's still looking. I think she doesn't know she died. She just wants to go home. Please. If you ever find yourself in the woods near Jerisan, don't answer her. Just don't. Some places don't forget. This final story comes from a quiet town in Indonesia, where the trees are older than memory and the spirits still whisper after dark. It's a tale about children, about the Dunya Gabe, a realm that sits just beneath the forest floor, and a question that echoes through generations. What happens when you build over something that was never meant to be touched? This was shared online, a local account buried in forums, whispered by those who grew up under the trees. If you hear tapping, don't follow the sound, and if a voice asks you to play, don't answer. From our Ghost Stories, user Europita opening 7691. I asked everyone in my town about the missing children, and no one wants to talk. I think I know why. I live in a town called Nanggabulak. It's quiet. Crowded, yes, but not loud like other towns. No traffic jams, no chaos, just stillness. Almost too still. People go about their days like clockwork, but they never stay out too late. Not here. Not after sunset. You see, there's a story that floats around. Not one people like to talk about loudly, but we all know it. It's about the trees, about children, and the Dunya Gabe. Back when Nanggabulak was mostly bumpy dirt roads, few buildings, and scattered wooden schools, there was a hill, the tallest in town, covered in dense rainforest with trees so high they blocked the sun in the afternoon. That hill wasn't just part of nature, it was sacred. Or maybe cursed. People said the spirits lived there, forest ghosts. They didn't scream or stalk you, they whispered, they offered. It was always the children who saw them first. A pale woman by a tree, a faceless child glowing faintly, a voice calling out softly, "Do you want to play? Come into the tree." And some of the children did. They walked into the trees and were never seen again. No trace, no footprints, no cries for help. Some say they were taken. Others say they're still alive, trapped in the Dunya Gabe, a realm deeper than the forest, darker than night, where time stops and spirits play forever. To keep the ghosts calm, the townsfolk used to worship them. They climbed the hill, lit dupa, left offerings, fruits, rice, toys, even whispers of apology. They didn't worship out of devotion, they worshipped out of fear. I heard this story when I was younger, and it always stuck with me. So recently I started asking around. Every elder, every shopkeeper, every quiet old man at the warung. Have you heard of the children in the trees? Is it true what they say about the hill? Most of them looked away. Some smiled awkwardly like I was joking, but a few, they froze. One woman, a flower vendor, just whispered, "Don't say those things out loud, they still listen." Another man told me, "We used to light incense up there. Before they built that thing," he pointed at the top of the hill. That hill, the one that once held the spirits, was gutted in half. Bulldozed, flattened. Where sacred trees once stood, there's now a warehouse, just a hollow concrete gudang. No more offerings, no more prayers, just pallets, crates, and wires. But sometimes at night, if you walk near the hill, you can still hear it, tapping, like little fingers on metal walls, knocking from the inside. And if you get too close to the trees that remain just on the edges of the lot, You might hear a voice, small, innocent. Do you want to come into the tree? 3 stories, 3 warnings. Some spirits haunt places, others, people. And some are still waiting to be heard. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. You're not alone in the dark. There are more tales waiting, stories whispered through forests, hallways, windows, and threads. We'll keep reading them, we'll keep sharing them. If you want more, subscribe to Threaded Nightmare and leave a like. It helps us keep the shadows close. Until next time, sleep lightly and don't answer when they whisper.